Hey guys. How are yous? It's a bit blurry, isn't it? Oh, it looks alright. It's coming through okay. Anyway, how are yous? It's early here. I don't even know what day it is. Let's see. It's Friday the 15th of November. We're at 10 to 6 in the morning. Early. So, anyone have any gossip? I don't. I don't. Yeah, lots of birds around here. Yeah. So, where are we? Okay. What's up, Buttercup? I haven't heard that in a while. How are you doing? I'm really good. Really good. Thank you for asking. How are you? Thank you for always sharing your knowledge with the world. You're truly a blessing. Oh, thank you. I thoroughly, I enjoy it. I enjoy sharing. It's fun. It's good fun. And why not? Why not? My recent MRI after 4 years showed no tumours and no new scar tissue. Well done. Congratulations. Just about to board a plane. Just wanted to pop on and say hi. Oh, enjoy your trip. What are you going to be doing in your new job? Advanced spiritual practices. Turn that volume down. That's weird. So basically remembering and honing skills that I obtained in the Secret Space program to bring out and teach people here in the public. But my job will be teaching in the healing centres and the education centres specifically. So, yeah. So it's going to be fun. It's amazing to know you're still doing this after all your attacks. Yeah. But, I made a commitment to stay online and on social media until notifications came. Okay, until they arrive. I made that commitment. And then to have the 3 months off during the NDA. And I was always going to, and then I said I wasn't going to. But I've been told I have to for my own security. So people can't, log on to my locations and things like that. So I've been told that I cannot be on during the NDA, even to educate, to do classes and everything like that. So the 3 months at least will be a definite no-show. So, yeah. But I'll come back on after. I don't know when, but yeah. So it's all good. But yeah, all the attacks, it's just... I've been listening to Bashar a lot lately, and last night, before I went to bed, I did a meditation, which I don't normally do. I'm not one for meditating. The only place I can meditate is in the bathroom. And I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm not a fan of meditation, actually. And the time is now 5:55, and there's 222 messages. So, okay, is that messages or people watching? I think it's people watching. Was 222 at 5:55. That's synchronistic. No, I could oh yeah, all the attacks. Because I've been listening to a lot of Bashar, and I do that when I'm feeling a little low or a bit triggered by the attacks, because I do have PTSD from all the death threats and everything like that. And it just gives me that inspiration to remain a little more, to see the attacks from a more positive mindset. My hat just looks like it's weird. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's annoying me. So this morning I received, a message on my YouTube channel. Not a message, it was a comment that this guy's wife spent $14,000 US to give to the scammers, and he's after me and bringing the FBI. I get these kinds of things every day, and after a while, it does get annoying, frustrating. I get sad, I get upset, because good people are being scammed. They are. And it's my identity that's being used to scam people. It's my face, it's my videos, it's edited, it's myself receiving the hate, receiving the death threats. I mean, even other so-called truthers don't even look for the truth. They just go, yeah, scammer. Expose Skye Prince as a scammer. Don't even think about it for 1 second. So much for being called a truther. Not interested in the truth, just interested in spreading hate. But what gets me is when you're used in criminal activity, when you actually have nothing to do with it and you receive the hate, it hurts. It really does hurt on many, many levels. Because I'm sensitive, meaning I'm an empath, I not only hear the words, but I feel the energy behind it as well. So I'm constantly blocking people all the time and disconnecting myself energetically, emotionally, vibrationally, mentally. And this is why sometimes I seem very distant or cold-hearted, because I try to keep that wall up, because I never know if the next message is going to be literally firing a cannon at me, or a rocket at me. I just don't know. And this is why I seem very cold-hearted sometimes, is because I have this wall, and I have to have this wall up to protect myself against the energy, not the words. The words is just like, whatever. It is now. It never used to be. But it's the energy behind it that I need to put a stop to. But I spent some time with some people last night in my meditation, and listening to Bashar for the last 24 hours quite a lot. If you're on my Telegram information page, you will know, because I've been uploading him there as well. It's just reminding me that when people have a go at you, when people direct their hate towards you, they're not taking responsibility, or they're not in a place where they're able to take responsibility, or they're not even aware of themselves. So everything that's going on within them, they're just directing to somebody else. They're not owning their own shit. It's much easier to hate on someone than it is to take responsibility and own your own emotions, your own thoughts, your own feelings. And it has nothing to do with me. I am the one that they're directing it to, but it actually has nothing to do with me and everything to do with them. And they really reminded me that people that hate on others, people that talk poorly about others, they literally are totally unaware of themselves. Meaning they don't even know who they are. They don't have any control of themselves. They've got no sense of self. So they direct it towards someone else because it's the only outlet they know. It's the only thing they know how to do is hate on another. And if they're hating on another, that's only on the outside. Imagine what they're doing to themselves on the inside. Just imagine what they're doing to themselves on their inside. How much turmoil, how much trauma, how much they hate themselves. To hate on another and to accuse another of criminal activity, to call someone out as a scammer or a fraud with zero information. Just imagine how much they hate themselves. And it's these people that need the most compassion. It's these people that don't see the light at the end of the tunnel because their eyes are like, they've only got a millimeter that they can see through. And it's these people that really need the most help. So instead of myself hating myself for bringing forward this information and being in a position where I'm used in criminal activity, I send them love. I send them compassion. I send them hopefully one day they will one day awaken to themselves. And this is the Great Awakening. Whether they choose to take that opportunity or not is up to them. And as I was reminded last night, the only thing I can do is offer people information with no attachment of the outcome. If I'm offering information about medbeds, spiritual development, consciousness, and all of that, it's not my job to make you understand. It's not my job to worry if you get it or not. It's my job to offer you the information. It's your responsibility as to what you do with it. If you're not going to research, none of my business. If you're not going to do the necessary work, none of my business. If you choose to go down a path where you see me as the bad guy, it's none of my business. That's not my reality. So why do I care how other people see me? I recently said to someone that I have to change my identity because I will never live a normal life. Not in the humanitarian community. I will always meet people every day that still question if I'm a scammer or not. And they said, so you're allowing other people to ruin your future, to dictate who you are. And I said, well, no. And they said, yes, you are. So don't worry about changing your identity. You know you're innocent. You know you've done nothing wrong except help people. How people see you is none of your business. And when you meet somebody, and I have met a few people in person that cursed me to hell in ways that I will never repeat. Like, never repeat that. It's just evil. And they said, since believing that you're a scammer, I've watched you more and more. I've seen your light. There's no way you could possibly be a scammer. And my guides confirmed it. And each time I tell them I'm sorry, I don't accept your apology. You take responsibility for your actions. I don't accept your apology. And I won't. And I tell you why. Because my feeling is I've accepted what's happened. I've accepted that there's nothing I can do about it because of who runs it. All I can do is change the way I feel about it and the way I see it and the way I respond to it. The amount of hate in the beginning for the first 2 years, I'd say the first 3 years actually, we're in the 4th year now, was so vile and disgusting from these particular people that I just cannot forgive them at this time. I just can't, and I won't. Not at this time. Because I have PTSD from it, I won't forgive them yet. but I've accepted it, and I've used their words to power me on. Every time I get a hate message or a threat or something like that, it gives me the drive to better myself, to raise my frequency, to love people more. It gives me that drive to want to see a better future for this planet. So the more people accuse me of being a scammer, of sending me hate messages, threats, all this kind of stuff, the more I improve myself. The more I want to improve myself. It's kind of like a personal trainer. You can do one more. Come on, 5 more, 5 more. You can do it. And even though I complain about my guides and my galactic family and mentors, they're always there for me, counseling me, helping me through, guiding me through the hard times. They never come when I'm happy. Never. Unless they have a message for me or they want me to say something. Never. They only come when I'm feeling down. And I don't like that, because it's like, well, you ignore me every other time. But they don't ignore me every other time. I'm doing the right thing. They don't go around patting each other on the back, telling them what a great job they're doing. But they help each other when they need it. That's exactly what they do. They help me when I need it and let me be when I don't. And last night, I had a wonderful interaction and spent quite a while within their vibration, which is 10D. And I understood a lot in those, I think it was about 15 minutes. I understood a lot. And a lot of pieces of the puzzle was fit into place just in those 15 minutes of being in 10D. And with them, and it was truly an amazing experience. And I was due to do my exercises this morning, but I thought that this is more important, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that are bullied online, that do live with narcissists, that do have family that hates on them, and 9 out of 10 people have that. And if we can look at those people in a different light, in a different way, then maybe we are the people that shows them there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that shows them that there is a different way of being, a different way of thinking, a different way of enjoying life or experiencing life. They don't have to go through life hating themselves, which they think they're just hating on others, and the world happens to you. No, the world is just reflecting what's going on internally. And the moment we start becoming aware of our actions and our thoughts and our feelings and beliefs and everything, that's when we can really make a change within ourselves, let alone be the light that others see and are drawn to. Because when we become aware of ourselves, that's kind of like a lighthouse in the middle of a stormy ocean. And just maybe that your light saves another from going down a path where they destruct themselves or cannot see themselves. So it's really, really important to see the challenges in our life as a positive. No matter what your challenges are, some people are dying, lots of people are dying actually. Lots of people are struggling physically, financially, mentally. A lot of people are homeless. But no matter what your challenge is, there's always a positive outlook. There's always something positive that you can get from it. Always. And the more we realize the positive, the easier our life will be. It doesn't mean it'll change the situation. If you've got, let's say, cancer and you have a positive outlook, you're still going to have cancer. But your experience of it will be very different. You'll just see it in a different way. Therefore, it won't be the same. It's not going to be a death sentence. It's going to be something to embrace to learn from, to expand your consciousness, to look at different ways of healing. It's always an opportunity. And this is why I've been put through absolute hell these last 4 years, is so I can share my story, so I can show you guys that it is possible to have pretty much an entire community hate on you, wish you were locked up in Gitmo and executed, and I won't even go through the other things, and still be love, still be understanding. Use all of that to show you guys there is a way through that. There is. I've been used to expose the darkness in people. I've been used to bring people together. I've been used to tear people apart. It's just another part of my journey. It's just another part of me stepping into my own light to show you guys resilience. And that's why I share the good times and the bad times. That's why I come online specifically when I'm not in a good mood, so that you can see it's okay to go up and down. It's okay to be yourself. You don't have to be this fake love and light bullshit day after day after day. It's okay to ask for help. Life is a journey. It's not one big stepping stone. It's the little things along the way that make all the difference. And that's what I'm here to show you. You see a lot of truthers, a lot of intel providers, a lot of spiritualists will just do, grand rising, it's such a beautiful day today, and it's so beautiful. Probably they get offline and go, yeah, damn, I hate this shit. If I'm going, damn, I hate this shit, I'll come online and say, damn, I hate this shit. It's okay to not feel good all the time. Just remember that. Okay? It's okay to not feel good all the time. All right. Can you tell me how to get on your 2 new ET classes? Yes, I will put them in the comments here in the live. Let me find them first. Go to my group. I think that's too long. Let's see if this works. Let me copy this. Might be too long. Or maybe not. Yeah, that's too long. Alright, so let's delete all of this. Hang on, guys. Give me a second. Deleting. Way too long. You know, in the lives, you should be able to put long comments, not just a few words. That's what I think. So crap. Oops. Where are we? Here we are. Oh, gee, hang on, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. Delete that. Okay, let me go back to my group. I just want the link. Where are you, link? Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, no, not that one. Let me go to the first one. That's part 2. I'm getting to you guys. Nope, not that one. That's Bashar, not that one. All right, let me copy this link. Copy link. Go back to YouTube. Okay. The comment I just posted is the first Space Buddies one. And let me go to part 2. Copy link. Back to YouTube. And there. Okay. So the 2 comments I just put in the live comments is the first one is Space Buddies Part 1. The second one is Space Buddies Part 2. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. I have a friend who works for a military aircraft company that works with Galactic's Underground here in the USA. I'm in contact and able to speak with him. Cool. When you raise your frequency, people, above 5D, you'll be free of disease, most likely, and in a place of peace and non-attachment. Not entirely true. Because remember, dis-ease is just an experience. And sometimes our experience is to go through a dis-ease or an illness or something like that, to learn through, to see another perspective in life. So, yes, you have technology to heal you. Yes, you have the ability to heal you, but it doesn't mean you don't experience it on some level so that you can work through. So, yeah. Let's see. Are you still planning on doing the live for the med beds? Yes. Yeah. You have a bright yellow being on your left shoulder. Probably. It seems like nothing happens in Sweden. Why? It does happen in Sweden. It does happen everywhere, but the intel providers are mostly in America. That's why most of the information is regarding the US, just because that's where most of the intel providers are. It happens everywhere, so don't worry about it, okay? I would say in Sweden there's not that many truthers, which is why you don't get much information. I asked the scammer saying he was Skye Prince, where they lived, and he said London. I'm in Sydney, guys. And just be aware, they have created a YouTube channel that replicates this channel, my channel. Just the hyphen in Kerrie-Ann is the lower hyphen, okay? And they only have a couple of videos there. Not cool. Not cool. And that's what sent me off yesterday morning when I found that. And I'm like, back to Bashar. Back to listening to Bashar. So, I don't want to get triggered because it's not a nice feeling. It's just not nice. So, I want it to stop, but I know that it's out of my control. I've reported it. Do you know how many times I have been investigated by International Crime Unit, by cybersecurity, by the local police? I have been investigated so many times. Every time a police car drives in here, I think, oh God, who's accused me now? Yeah. And they always are told that they have to stop investigating. Why? Because it goes back to Washington, D.C. That's why. That's why nothing will be done. That's why they're allowed free rein. Think about it. And then they come back and say, oh, we were told we have to stop. We've stopped the investigation. I'm like, well, why? And they said, we were told to. So, yep. So, yeah. That's why. Yeah. Skye, you will teach worldwide and have your own center for animals. I'm still debating whether or not I actually want to do projects. So what I've decided, from advice from a grey, is if I'm offered humanitarian funds, to take it and then take the 3 months off, get out of this location, which is very, very low vibrational. Police just arrested a man yesterday, took him away in handcuffs. They were here for like an hour and a half. It was a big crime scene, everything. Get out of this location, out of this environment. Get out onto a farm with nobody else around. Find myself, find out who I am and what I really want in life. And then make my decision. Then look at what I want to do in the future. So that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I think it's important. And I think it's important for everybody to pretty much do the same. Everyone who plans projects or something like that, if you're planning a project or something and you're in a negative environment or an environment which you do not prefer, because we know there's no such thing as negative, it's all neutral, to take a couple of months off, go on a holiday, get yourself healed, and then figure out what you want to do. Because when you have, right now, everyone has dreams. They have, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But we say we're going to do that because we don't have the funds to actually carry it out. We don't have the ability to do that yet. But after you do have the funds and you do have the ability, are you still wanting to continue with the plans you had before you had the ability to carry them out? That's the question. And a lot of people will change their minds, because part of the healing process with the med beds is removing all the toxins and heavy metals and all from your body, which will naturally raise your frequency, which will naturally send you more into your heart, which will naturally give you a broader perspective, send you a little bit more into higher consciousness. So your perspective on life will change. So those wanting to do medbed centres may actually decide not to do medbed centres. It's not necessary. Why? Because people can now start looking to heal themselves. Look at alternative therapies. Look at different ways of healing instead of just going to the doctor. So there are some things, of course, like regrowing limbs and organs, that you can't heal yourself yet because you don't have the education to. So instead of doing a medbed centre, some people might say, well, it's not necessary because people need to learn how to heal themselves. So I want to do a spiritual centre. Or I want to be a travelling spiritual mentor to teach people how to heal themselves rather than just jump in a piece of technology and have it done for them. So it really will change how you see the world. So just remember that what you plan to do now, you need to take a break and relax and find yourself and come to terms with, now it's not just a dream, now I actually have the means to make it happen. Do you still want to do it? I guarantee a lot of people will say no, especially after their medbed healing. So just remember that. Hi, Kerrie. I have had a lot of people ask me if the medbeds take away our emotions and our desires to eat. Absolutely not. I don't know where they got that crap from. What, are we all turning into robots now? No, absolutely not true. Not at all. Let's see. Any update about medbed rollout? The medbeds are in place, ready to go. The moment for humanitarians, the moment redemption appointment notifications are released. A few weeks later, so I've been told and assured, will be the public rollout. They're ready. A military report said 50 beds in major hospitals in US would roll out December 1. That is bullshit. Okay? That is absolute bullshit. Those reports that's running around about the US is absolute BS. Okay? It's clickbait. Follow me, follow me. Okay? It's to gain followers so then they can sell their crap. Okay? It's bullshit. Those posts about the US, ignore them. They're absolute rubbish. Okay? Let's see. Seeing that the medbeds are frequency, can we access them anywhere and without being present? No. The actual medbeds are physical technology. You can't access them energetically. Okay? You can connect to them telepathically if you are a minimum of full 5D. But to be healed, you actually need to lay on it. Okay? So, yeah. In the future, will the human body change because of technology? No. It will become more crystallized. It will become lighter in density. So we'll move into fourth density, which is actually lighter. No, won't change. Internally, may change a little bit. Not need to eat or eat as much. But it won't change any looking part of you. I want to do my humanitarian project, but at 77, I need time after this long wait. Hopefully we'll be given some time to recover. You have 3 months. Okay, from what I've been told, the 3-month NDA time frame is the time to recover as well. Okay, and then I believe you're expected to have 3 months off. You don't have to, but you are, they expect you to. And then you've got 3 months to make a start, the next 3 months to make a start on your project. So buying property, talking to architects, builders, that kind of thing. So you've got 3 months break and then 3 months to make some kind of start on your project. Okay. Is it clear why the medbeds are to be after the RV? Yes, because it's the humanitarian funds that will fund them. And the humanitarian funds have to happen first so we can fund the humanitarians who's doing the centres. So yeah, it's part of Nasara Jasara, and there is an order. Yeah, they've worked out an order. How about the medbeds helping with PTSD? No, medbeds are for the physical. Okay, you deal with the mental. So you'll have counsellors that'll help you through the PTSD. I'll need to go to a healing center to get ready for a med bed. I want to be as high frequency as possible. That's fine, but remember there's going to be a lot of people at the healing centers that actually need it for physical things and mental things. You may not be granted approval if you just want to be high frequency, because you can do that now. You don't need to go to a healing center to be high frequency. You can do that now. Look where I live. And, so yeah, you don't need a healing center for high frequency. All you need is yourself. That's it. I thought you had to have a plan before we receive humanitarian funds. Yeah. If you want to do projects, yes, you have to have a plan. It doesn't mean that those plans are in concrete. They're not set in concrete. You can change your mind after. You don't have to have the whole thing worked out, okay? Just a basic idea of what you want to do. And if after you receive and you do want to change, okay? You're not locked in a contract to do those exact projects. You can take time to think about it, okay? And you will need the time to think about it, because after your healing, your perspective on life will change, okay? So just remember that. So the med beds are affiliated with the whole Nasara Jasara thing. Yeah, they're part of Nasara Jasara, releasing the 6,000 patterns, I think it is, something like that. And the med beds are one of those patterns. So we are waiting for the military in regards to the med beds. No, we're waiting for the redemption appointment notifications. Okay, they go hand in hand. Okay. I have one. When you go to Venus, will you still be human form? Yes. Yes. We have many humans on Venus. Venus is a teaching planet. And we have third, fourth density beings from all over the multiverse, actually. Venus is a teaching planet. We have quite a few humans. I think at the moment we have a few hundred. 372 humans on Venus right now from Earth that are there learning. We have 3 teaching right now that live there permanently. They decided to stay and not come back. And the rest are all taken either from the Venusians or from the secret space program. So, yeah, many humans on many planets. Yeah. And to be honest, the majority of extraterrestrial beings, conscious beings, are they have the 5-star forms. So head, 2 arms, 2 legs, and they walk upright. Okay, that's pretty much the majority of the beings around. Okay. That's it. Will people still need to be educated about the trafficking of little people? No. Because when you're in 5D, you already know. Okay? What you guys must understand is that so many people want disclosure. They want the EBS or EAS, whatever. They want the military to come on and splash it in front of everyone's faces. When you're in a higher vibration, you don't need that. And the disclosure of what has been going on is not needed. It's not. Why? Because you've already moved past it. To get to the higher frequency, you already know all about it. You feel it, you know it, you understand it. You understand why it's happened. You know that it's not going to happen in your future reality because low vibrational things like human trafficking cannot exist in a higher vibrational environment. It just can't. Pedophiles cannot exist in a higher vibrational environment. Domestic violence, fraud, scams cannot exist in a higher vibrational environment. Politics, deception cannot exist in a higher vibrational environment. It can't. It's 3D. It's lower vibrational behavior. When you move out of the lower vibration environment, none of that exists and never will. So disclosure, telling people about it so it never happens again. Well, if you're moving into a higher vibrational environment, it's never going to happen again because you cannot experience what you are not the vibration of. You have to be in the 3D to experience it. And if you're in the 5D, you're not going to experience it. So why have disclosure about it when, one, you already know about it, and two, it will never happen again because of the environment you're in and the vibration you're in. So it just won't happen. So, disclosure is only needed for the 3D people so they can move past it. But for 5D, it's not necessary at all. And so many people can't wait to watch the executions. Perfect. You've chosen the 3D timeline instead of in your heart. Even though people do bad things, people say, oh no, they need to rot in hell. And what got them to do the bad thing in the first place? What have they gone through in life to do the bad thing in the first place that led them there? Remember, it's just an experience. Life is just an experience. Some people do bad things because that's what their soul needs. Some people are victims of people that do bad things because that's what their soul needs. There's no coincidences, there's no victims, there's no perpetrators. It's all just an experience. That's it. And I'm not agreeing with pedophilia, child trafficking, or whatever. I'm not agreeing with that at all. I'm saying it is a neutral experience, and your experience depends on your beliefs about it and how you view it and what you want to experience. So do you wish people harm and have those emotions and energy come back to you? Or do you send them love and compassion and know that the universe is perfect in every way, even the experiences we do not prefer? So it's a choice. It is a choice. Are you familiar with Chris from Starseeds and Patriots Down Under? No, I don't watch. Here's the people I listen to. Wolverine, one, because he's my friend, and he actually gets the same intel as I do. Two, Mark Z. Sometimes I like Mark Z, but I just don't want to listen to anybody actually. If I see some cool comments and lots of love hearts, I'll listen to whatever it is. I listen to Bashar. That's 3. And I listen to Ant Middleton. 4. They're the only people, the only ones which I'll open a video, I'll open a link to. They're the only ones. That's it. I don't listen to anybody else. Simply because I don't want my information to be swayed to match theirs. I want to remain completely neutral. And when I first started recovering my memories, what actually triggered me was Emery Smith and Randy Kramer and Corey Good. They're the ones that triggered my memories to begin with. And then once I started recovering my memories, I stopped listening to them. Because I found the more I listened to them, the more my mind was matching their words and their memories and their information. And I want to remain completely neutral. in every part of the information I receive. So I don't listen to anyone on purpose so that my information does not kind of be drawn towards theirs and then match theirs, and then, oh, we got the same information. No, you just matched theirs. So that's what I don't want. So yeah. Can you tell us what the cause of our health conditions are, like viral infections, heavy metal deposits, etc.? No. The reason? Is it you that's causing it? Is it an environmental? Is it a poison, a toxin? There is literally a million different answers to that question. And it's all depending on each individual person. So there is no one answer. Do you know when the redemption appointment notifications will be? No. No. I wish I did. Nobody knows. Okay? No one knows. When they say they do know, they don't. No one knows except the ones who's actually pulling the strings, and they're not going to tell. All right? So when people come up with a date or a time or an approximate time period, they're putting their own beliefs into it, okay? And their beliefs is not truth, right? They don't know. They're just saying, oh, yeah, I was told this, or I believe this, or they put the pieces of the puzzle together and they think it's correct. But there's a piece missing. And then people go, oh, they always lie. No, they don't lie. They're just putting their own belief into it. And their belief is not based on truth. It's based on guesswork or feeling, and it's just not true. So don't listen to anyone who says time. And I know I've given times before because I 100% believed it. And I was wrong. We all were. We all are when it comes to timing. So don't listen to anyone about timing, including me. Can medbeds clone people? Not the medbeds. There are other technologies to clone people, but not the medbeds. Can anyone go to another planet? Yes. But are you taken? Are you abducted? Have you gone willingly? Have you requested to go? Many people go to other planets all the time. 95% of them don't remember, okay, because their memories are being suppressed. And what have you gone to the other planet for? Think about it. So, but in the future, to go to another planet willingly means you are 5D, full 5D. You will not go to another planet until you are full 5D, not just love and light, full 5D, and ready to mingle in an intergalactic environment. The only other way you'll go is if you're actually taken for a purpose, and that purpose is usually not a great one. Okay, so have you heard anything about the release of the replicators? Yes, replicators are part of Nasara Jasara. Okay, so replicators will come out again after redemption appointment notifications. I believe, and so I've been told, that each humanitarian that receives humanitarian funds will be able to pick up a replicator at their medbed appointment. And it will be a small replicator about the size of a large microwave, which will replicate food. It'll replicate small items like clothing, shoes, anything that'll fit in a microwave, basically. Not jewelry, not money, not diamonds, not drugs. Okay. And I believe the replicators also have technology installed that the only people who can use it have to be at a certain vibrational frequency. So they can't try to print money and drugs and weapons and things like that. And if you are at a higher frequency and try to use the replicator for one of those purposes to give to someone else, then your intention is not pure, the replicator won't work. So that's what I've been told, which is really cool. Because if you're a drug dealer, you don't get a replicator. No replicator on the earth will work for you. If you're a domestic violence perpetrator or animal abuser or child abuser or something like that, then no replicator will work for you. And it's kind of a good thing because it encourages people to level up. Okay, you want this technology, you got to level up and change your ways. And is it a bit of bribery? You could see it as bribery. You want this, then change your ways. But I prefer to see it as the gold medal. You don't win a gold medal by simply showing up. You win a gold medal by putting in the effort. There's no more awards for just being alive and breathing, regardless of your behavior. You don't get to use 5D technology or 5D New Earth by being an asshole. Okay? So level up, work on yourself, make the effort, and you will get what you want. Otherwise, you stay where you are and you don't get it. It's literally a choice. So, yeah. Are ascension symptoms a real thing? Yes. Okay. Are the Collective and Humanitarians United group and Skye still working together? Yeah. Well, I'm not part of any group. I help them out occasionally. Okay, but I'm not part of any group. And I specifically from the start said I will not be a member of groups or part of groups or work together with groups, simply because I'm spread everywhere as is, and I don't have time to be part of groups, and I don't want to be part of a group. I want to be sovereign, to make my own choices, to be my own boss, to not be committed to anyone or anything. If I don't want to go through with projects, I don't have to. Okay, it's my choice. And if I'm part of a group, then I'm kind of committed. I don't like the commitment. I want to be sovereign, make my own way. I've never been a great team player, which is why I love riding horses, because it's an individual sport. If I stuff up, then I stuff up. I don't have to rely on anybody else to carry the rest of us. It's me and me only. Are there good and bad ETs? Yes. Well, no. There's no such thing as good and bad. What do you prefer and what do you not prefer? Is there a system or method to check what our heart frequency and general frequency is? With your heart frequency, I would say it's like something's crawling on me. Picture a child murderer, animal abuser, child trafficker. Do you love them? Do you care for them? Do you wish them ill? That's a pretty good indicator of your heart frequency. Do you have the compassion or not? Your overall frequency, how do you feel? Do you feel high vibrational? Do you feel good? Do you feel knowledgeable? Because knowledge is part of a high frequency. The higher your frequency, the more knowledge you have, the more wisdom you have, the more access to higher consciousness you have. So, how do you feel? Every time I say, how do you feel, we've got an Australian ad for beer. I feel like a two-ease. I feel like a two-ease. That song just goes in my head every time I say, how do you feel? I feel like a two-ease. Yeah. See, I don't feel that way. I feel you need to put out awareness. General Flynn, digital soldier here. That's how I learned from people putting out of the awareness, and I'm in the 5D. So what you must understand is that when you're in the 5D, you know. There's no need to put out the awareness because you know. And when you go up to 6 and 7D, you know you don't need to put out the awareness because people will find the awareness within. People will wake up on their own. Nobody needs someone to make another aware or to bring out the information. Because the information, the awareness of the information comes from within. It comes from your spirit activating your intuition. It comes from your spirit going, look over here. See, I never needed to start talking about medbeds. Never. The only reason I'm talking about medbeds and spiritual development is to trigger your own memories. Because you all already know all of this information anyway. Nothing I've ever said has taught you anything. It's just awakened your memories. Because you have all the memories. You connected to your soul. You are your soul, and your soul knows it all. So nothing I say will teach you anything. It's just activating your own memories. So nobody needs anybody else to spread any kind of awareness. It comes from within. It really does. You can trigger someone's memory, you can trigger someone's awareness, but you never make anyone aware. Or just by spreading awareness, you're only triggering people's memories, activating their intuition. That's it. Okay, so, but if that's what you're passionate about, spreading truth of the 3D happenings, then that's your mission. That's what excites you, go for it. So have fun with it. Do the humans breathe outside air on Venus, or do they have to stay indoors? They're on Venus, their civilizations, their cities are inside the planet, inside with artificial atmospheres. Some races can breathe outside. Just depends on their biology makeup and all of that. But mostly, no. What about our family and friends that don't know what is happening now and don't believe what we tell them? Is there going to be disclosure for them? I don't know if there's going to be disclosure for them or not, but their disclosure is their own intuition. Now, if people are meant to know about what's happening, they will. It'll come from within. Their own spirit team will guide them to where they need to be and what they need to know when it's time for them. If there is like an EBS, EAS, then yeah, I guess they'll get it from there. But it will be a collective timing. It'll be the right timing for the collective. If they become more aware before that happens, and if that happens, then it's because it's time for them to become aware. Okay? Not everybody is going to become aware at the same time. All right? Some will, even with the EBS, EAS, some will turn their back on it and say, no, it's not true. And that's fine too, because their spirit, their whole being is not meant to know. They're meant to continue being unaware. It's their choice. That's perfectly fine. Okay? So medbeds are patented. Did the alien tech have to go through human constructive patterns? So the Pleiadians gave humans the medbeds. In a way. So they didn't give them the whole medbed. Okay, they gave them the technology and the pretty much the instructions on how to construct it and use it. ETs won't just hand you something. They will give you the tools, they'll give you the knowledge, and then it's up to you to actually do it. Okay, because they're teaching us. Okay, you don't just give somebody something and go, here you go, because then you learn nothing. Okay, then the military reverse engineered it, they figured it out, they trialed, tested, all that kind of stuff with the assistance of ETs. So because it's such advanced technology, and any piece of technology can be used for good or bad, okay? Because it's such advanced technology, the ETs helped a lot and showed them how to do it, okay? Because it is a medical device, it had to be patented, okay? They can't just not. It had to be patented. So yes, it did have to go, once they perfected it, once they did it and everything, then it did have to go through the protocols and all that other garbage. So, yeah. Let's see. Can we discuss the cloning that has gotten out of control and not permitted morally and ethically, like it's been reported it's happening? So anything in existence is permitted. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in existence. Okay, so we're talking about cloning. Cloning is done all the time, not just here, but on other planets as well. A lot of races, their entire race, except for a few at the very top, are clones. We just have a negative outlook, a negative view on something that we don't understand, we think is wrong. It's not wrong. It's just the concept behind it. Like, why are they cloning? So you can clone an entire race, or you can clone certain people to replace people for a reason. Now, it all comes back on the intention behind it. Cloning is not bad, not at all. I have several clones, both here on Earth and in the secret space program. And it's not ideal. I don't like it, but it is what it is. It's not doing me any harm, hasn't done me any harm. So, what is the intention behind cloning me? Well, so I can be in more places at once to do the same job. So in the secret space program, I'm still there educating. I've got several clones on different planets. It's only helping. I've got a couple of clones here on Earth in the projects. What they're doing, too scared to think about, but hasn't hurt me. So it's all about intention behind it. Okay, cloning is not a bad thing. It's the intention behind it. Okay. What happens if or when love and compassion doesn't supersede the negative lower frequency? It doesn't have to. You giving love and compassion to somebody else, they don't have to accept it. It doesn't have to do anything. It's coming from your heart. You're giving the person the love and frequency. It's not about the other person. It's about you. It's like when you give someone a gift, you don't then go and control what they do with that gift. Okay? It's a gift. They're free to do whatever the hell they want with it. Okay? Remember, give freely with no expectation or attachment to the outcome. Okay? So if somebody doesn't want to accept it, or they want to punch you in the face, so be it. Just make sure you duck. I meant the medbed scan able to tell us the cause of our medical issues. Yes. No, you don't need to drop any project. Okay? No need to drop any project whatsoever. If it comes from your heart, go for it. Just be aware that after the redemption appointments, when you actually have the ability to make change with the funds, your projects that you want to do now may not seem like the best ideas. You may have better ideas, okay? Because at the moment, they're just a dream. But when you actually have the ability and the funds to do that with a new perspective, because you no longer are full of toxins and heavy metals in your body, your ideas will change, possibly. Will there be a discussion with the medbed operator about what health conditions one has experienced before the procedure and then after of what was found? That's the scan appointment. All that is done at the scan appointment, okay? They won't find anything after the procedure. It all comes up on the scan before the procedure, okay? Can I genetically design a baby before pregnancy and even ask to have twins instead of a single baby? In the future, yes. And I believe that's a few years, 5-6 years at least in the future, okay? Is there other 3D planets? If so, where? Everywhere. Everywhere. Remember, it's not just this dimension that we're working with. We are multi-dimensional. So even our reality here, this particular dimension that we're doing this video in now, there are infinite number of other parallel realities of 3D, just of this planet. Now you take every other planet, same thing. Okay, multiple realities, multiple dimensions, infinite number of dimensions on each planet. 3D, 4D, 5D, whatever. Okay, there's so many, so many. Okay. How's things? How's Kara? Is she looking forward to taking over from you? Yeah, she is. She's pretty cool. But she's 4th density and 9th dimensional, I think. And she has a hell of a lot more experience than what I do. She's in a newly created young body, specifically designed for Earth's environment. Okay, because she's Venusian, her physical body is not that compatible with Earth's environment, with all the toxins and all the diseases and illnesses and all here. So they had to create an entirely new body for her, which is suitable to this environment. So yeah, she knows everything about Earth. She knows everything about everything that's going on here. She is a wealth of information and fresh air, a breath of fresh air. So yeah. So no pharmaceuticals will be used or necessary after medbed treatment. Correct. Only if you want to. If you're dependent on them and you want to take your drugs, go for it, but absolutely not necessary. You will be healthy. No need to take supplements or anything. The only reason anyone should be taking a supplement is if they're lacking in something. If you're taking supplements just because you think it makes you healthy, why? You're just swallowing crap when your body doesn't need it. Okay, so yeah. How can I raise my vibration and learn to talk to the galactics? Is that possible? It is absolutely possible. First of all, you need to work with mediumship. Mediumship leads to telepathy. Okay, so go learn mediumship. That'll start raising your frequency, and yeah, mediumship is the key to telepathy. Who are the ones that's in charge of the redemption appointments? How can we recognize and know them? You can't. Okay? Then these people are in charge of hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars. They're not going to splash their face over social media. Okay? They are under very strict protection. Alrighty? You won't recognize them. You won't know who they are for their own safety and security. All right. Are there high-tech machines to dematerialize old unused substances into elemental components into cartridges to be used later to compose new material in replicators? Uh, I would say no. We have technology like the replicators that dematerialize. Um, if you need something, just replicate it. Just punch in the numbers and whatever on the replicator and replicate it. You don't need to store it somewhere, okay, like in a cartridge or something. No need to do that. Just replicate it, okay? Will you and Cara make an introduction appearance together? No. No, we won't. And the reason is, from how it's been explained to me, is the military will just turn up on my doorstep and say it's time, and I'll get no warning. Okay, they don't like to give warnings. The military, they really don't. They'll just turn up on my doorstep with Cara, and I'll get in the car, and she will walk inside. Literally. Okay. Um, my mum and brother know all about this. We've discussed it at length, and I've been talking to Cara for a long time. So we're colleagues. So yeah, literally, I'll be here one day, and Cara will be here the next. Literally, okay. Cara is a beautiful young woman from Venus who is coming to take my place for a while I go off and learn some more. And then she's the one that's going to be looking after my mum. Hopefully, redemption appointments have happened by then, and mum won't need any looking after. She'll take care of my horses. She'll take care of everything while I'm gone. And then when I come back, we will be both based out of the castle I'm planning to build. Apparently, has already been built. Um, Camelot. We'll be both based out of there. So I'll be maybe teaching from Camelot while she'll travel around and help teach everywhere else. So yeah. Do you know about the military lockdown and to not go outside until it's over? Coming up soon, the military will be fighting intergalactic creatures, the final purge from the tunnels. I don't believe that. I've always said there won't be any EBS or EAS. Not in the way that we think. Not in the way that we think. There may be some kind of announcements. Maybe schools will close, a few shops will close, but I don't think we're going into lockdown. And again, if we do, it'll be in the areas where riots and violence is most likely. You're not going to find a lockdown out in the sticks of Western Australia. Why? You know, for what purpose? Okay, you're not going to find a lockdown in a very peaceful community. You'll find a lockdown in cities where violence is dominant or potential for riots and things like that. So, yeah. And I think that mostly like those 7 presidential messages or something is for the elites, is for the governments and for the military, not so much for us. We will think it's for us. We'll go, oh God, this is amazing. I knew it was going to happen. Blah, 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 blah. I'm so excited. When in fact, it's only part of the show. Military comms, so to speak. So that's my belief about it anyway. Will Archons be in the 4D in 2025 or will they be destroyed? You cannot destroy something. It will always exist. If it has been created, it will always remain in creation. Let's just put it that way. Are there animals on Venus? Yes, many. Some from Earth. Some of Earth animals are actually from Venus and have been brought here. A lot of our animals here have been brought from other planets. So, yeah. Okay, there's a conversation going on in the live chat about seeing ETs and crafts and things. Put foil over your windows and do not answer your door. Dim your lights at night. Elijah, that ain't gonna work. You should know how advanced these beings are. If they want you, no matter what you do or where you are, they will get you. Okay? Instead of being in fear, why not ask them what they want? Why not talk to them? Why not say, hey, what are you doing? Do you want something from me? Can I help you with something? We have to get out of this whole fear mentality. Okay? This is why we as a collective are not ready for open contact. We have this fear. We see an ET, we turn around and run the other way. Why? They're just you from another planet. It's just you from another planet. You don't know their intentions. So why be scared? Why manifest that flight response? Okay? Ask them. We got to stop running away from what we don't understand and simply ask them, can I help you? The moment you show fear is the moment that either you'll be taken with potential aggression, or it's the moment they say, nah, not ready yet. I'll tell you a story. Not that long ago, I think it was a few months ago, I was sitting down at the river while my horses were having dinner, and I was meditating. And I find it so hard to meditate next to the river. I've always got this fear that a snake is going to come crawling and slithering up behind me and then bite me or something. Or something's going to come out of the river. So if something comes behind, that's just my mind watching too many horror movies. And I was meditating. Now, with this river, there is no one for several kilometres. Okay, in the middle of a paddock in the middle of nowhere. No one for several kilometres. And as I'm meditating, I hear a man cough about 40, 50 metres away from me. A man cough. Very clearly a man cough. I bolted. I bolted back to the car. When you're a female alone for several kilometres and you hear a man cough, you don't hang around. Like, you don't. Now, when I got back to the car, I just heard laughter. And I'm like, oh crap. So it wasn't a human man there then. And they said, you scare so easily. How are we ever going to come to you physically all the time if you are so fearful of us making a noise? Every time you run away, you tell us that you're not ready. Every time you run away, you tell us you're not ready. Confront your fears. Stand there and say, who's there? Can I help you? And it is so right. So right. Will the methods enable us to be ambidextrous? That's up to you. If there is an EBS, do you know if it will be before or after RV and or medbed made public? Wouldn't have a clue. Would not have a clue, and I don't think they have a clue. The controllers, I don't think, have a clue. When are you introducing the person taking your place? Will she teach classes, do personal readings? Look, that's totally up to her, what she wants to do. I mean, she's 8, 9D. She knows what you guys need. She's one of she is a first contact specialist as well. So a lot of humanitarians, a lot of people that are ready to meet ETs in person, you may actually meet her in person. She may be the ET that you meet. Okay, so yeah, that'd be totally up to her what she sees fit. We have talked about her taking my classes, and she said I will see what I need to do and everything. But yeah, she'll be working with the military and the Alliance as well, so she may not have time. I just don't know. But it'll be up to her what she does. She won't be doing readings. Okay. She probably will be taking my classes, just don't know. But if you are wanting to take one of my classes and they have started, the courses have started after, let me put that a different way. If you are going to take one of my courses and it starts before the redemption appointment notifications, the course will be suspended until after the 90-day NDA period, just because sometimes the information does come through about RV, humanitarian projects, that kind of thing. And we don't want to potentially break any NDA unnecessarily. Okay, so any course that you take, once the RV notifications happen, will be suspended if it has started already. I will cancel the courses, any courses that has not started before the RV. I will cancel and refund everyone, and then we'll pick it up again after, just because a lot of people will change their minds. Okay, so I'm just going to refund everybody and then pick it up again later after the 90-day NDA period. Okay, so yeah, because a lot of people will have different Telegram names, they'll have different emails, they'll have different names, they'll have different everything. Okay, so it just makes sense to cancel it, and then if you want to start the course again later, then that's fine. So a lot of people won't want to because they won't have time, and they won't need it. So yeah, we'll go from there. I'd like to know 2 more and be currently updated correctly and authentically regarding how to purchase the correct currency to obtain access to the medbeds. Well, the medbeds will only be given to people who receive humanitarian funding at the redemption appointments. Now, to receive humanitarian funding, you need your frequency. Okay, it doesn't really matter what currency you have. Okay, Zim will give you the best return, but it's your frequency that they're exchanging for the humanitarian funds. And not everybody is going to get medbeds for their projects, because you have to go to a conference once you get your humanitarian funds, if you're granted humanitarian funds, if you're offered them. You'll be given information on how to apply for medbeds. Okay, you'll send in like a document or something to the email, or send it wherever. You'll have those details after the redemption appointment, and then you'll have to attend a conference, Okay, 3 to 5 days, so say 4-day conference, and they'll go over absolutely everything with you. And then either during or directly after the conference, you'll either be granted approval or not. Now, when you're granted approval, they will approve a number of med beds to you, not to your projects, to you. So if you're granted approval for 5 med beds and you have planned 10 med bed centers around the world, you only have 5 med beds, not 5 med beds per project. It's 5 med beds for you, okay, for all your projects. You may be granted 100 med beds and only have 2 centers planned with 10 med beds each. Doesn't mean you have to accept the other 80 med beds. Okay, it just means you have approval for 100 med beds. But that goes across your whole projects, okay, not just 5 or 10 med beds each project. Okay, it's you as the humanitarian that has been approved, not your projects. Okay, a lot of people say, oh, well, I need approval for my projects. No, you are approved for your projects. Okay. When will Princess Diana be revealed? How the hell do I know that? Come on. Stop asking silly questions, people. Don't clones have short lives? Some do. Depends on the level of technology and skill used in creating them. Can the voice be changed in the medbed? Yes. Clones don't have a soul. A soul can jump in to a cloned body. So, yes, clones can live a perfectly normal, happy, healthy life with a soul. Absolutely they can. But they're not born with a soul. Okay? A soul can choose to inhabit the body. I have a couple of amazing friends who are truly angels on earth. If they want to be healed of their diabetes but not their Down syndrome, is that possible? Yes. So the clones I have, what they do, okay, what they can do, now this, please people, don't go into a frenzy about this. This does not happen to everybody. It's not a common thing, okay? And I know what I'm about to tell you. People go, oh, I'm never using a medbed. Please, okay. What they can do is they can take a bit of your DNA, clone you to a certain age or whatever, change your appearance, everything, or make you look identical. Then they can harvest a bit of your soul, your spirit, your personality, your consciousness, your memories, all of that, or just certain parts of it, and implant that into the cloned body. Okay. So myself being the whole person, I am like a supermarket, literally. I can, if I'm really put my mind to it, I can tap into, communicate with, and control the other clones, or the clones of myself, because they have my spirit. They have a little fraction of it. If I was truly wanting to do that, I could do that. I could control the other clones from where I am, because they are me. Okay, because they share my spirit, they share everything of me. So I could influence and control those clones. Now that takes a lot. You'd have to be at least 6-7D to do that. At least. Okay. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of training to do that. So mostly why they do that for me is because of it's going to sound really egotistic, but who I am, of my skills that I have that are suppressed here in my 3D life. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to say that, but I have to say that because we're talking. So basically who I am not here on Earth is I'm on the High Council of Venus. So my true self, when I'm not here in the 3D world, is I'm a 6th density, 12th dimensional High Council Venusian member. And there's 12 of us. And we basically oversee about 2,700 planets and civilizations. And it's the High Council that collaborates with other races like the Pleiadians, like the Arcturians, basically the High Councils. Which is why I'm here in this 3D environment to educate you guys on what's coming. It's part of being first contact. It's part of being giving you guys idea of what to expect in the future and how the 5D New Earth is actually going to come about and what you need to be doing in order to be in the 5D New Earth. That's basically my job here on Earth. When I'm not here on Earth, I'm helping on the council to oversee many, 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 many other civilizations and liaising with other high councils and things like that. So this is why I'm a contractor for the Secret Space Program, why I'm not in the Secret Space Program. I'm contracted to them to assist them as a higher dimensional being, which is why I'm educating people on medbeds and things like that, and why my physical body is part of a genetic program, because my physical body has about 90% of my Venusian DNA, because I'm a created being by the Venusians, so that this particular body that I'm currently residing in can cope with the 3D environment. And most of my knowledge has been suppressed because most of humanity is not ready for the knowledge that I do have, and I do keep a lot of things to myself because humanity, it's not time yet. Because when humanity as a collective raises up, then I will disclose more of up there. So, yeah. There you go. I said it. Now you know who I am. And the other bit of DNA that I have that has been purposefully added into my genetic makeup is Amun-Ra, who is again on the High Council of Venus and part of the Ra Collective, which I'm also part of. And Seth, who was King Arthur, I also carry his DNA, which I'm the only living heir, direct descendant of King Arthur on both sides of the human family tree. So I have been purposely created for this time in a very specific body to carry out certain things in this lifetime here at this moment. So I'm not a regular created human, which is why I can get away with so much, which is why I'm allowed to speak freely about everything. Many other people who have spoken in detail and in depth about medbeds have been stopped. Men in Black, CIA, NSA. Some people have even gone outside to play with their kids in the backyard and seen a red dot on their chest. Stop talking. So, yeah. That's why I'm allowed to get away with everything. And I mean everything. That's why I can have a dummy spit at the Galactics and Spirit and get away with it. Because I'm one of them. Yeah. Moving on. I don't like talking about that because it sounds really egotistic, and ego is something I am not. Like, no. So it makes me uncomfortable when I talk about things like that, is because I don't see myself as a galactic. I see myself as somebody here assisting in humanity's growth. That's it. So, yeah. Is it normal to have a few projects in mind, but I feel like the beings might have another plan? Totally normal. Love this show of yours so much. Do you know why we go through the biggest and most difficult times? Is it because our calling is so much higher? It's because you're leaving the 3D for good, unless you choose to come back. It means you're graduating. And basically you're graduating university. You're graduating university. That's why it's so hard, so that you can go into, 5D. So basically you're in 4D, in a 3D environment, graduating university to step into the 5D. 5D is you are independent. You are within your own power. And you can't get to that unless you go through the trials and everything else. So, yeah, it's a graduation. I was asked to send $300 for registration and a little skeptical. Is that registration fee authentic? No. Medbeds will always be free with no registration fee, no sign-up fee, no accommodation fee, no travel fee, no meals fee, nothing. It will all be 100% free when they are available. And there will not be an email for medbeds. Remember, this has been brought out by the military. They're not going to use a social media or email account to sign up for the greatest medical technology in modern times. Okay, that just, no, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so, no. They are scammers, 100% scammers. Okay. If I age regress 20 years, I assume my age ID will remain. It depends on how you look. Because a general healing will, if you're 80, a general healing will make you look like a healthy 40, 50-year-old. Not 80. So if you age regress, if you take the general healing, which is going to cut your appearance by 30 to 50%, and then take another 20 years off, then your ID will not be the same. Okay? Your age, remember, we count our age in Earth years. We are timeless. We're infinite. We have no age. Okay? I'm so sorry, Kelly. My fiance Kelly is sitting next to me now after work of grieving of passing of her daughter this Friday. Wants to know, are you born knowing you're a galactic, or is it something you find on your own? It depends on the person. I knew nothing of this until I was 29. And then it took me, it was very quick actually, to learn mediumship. Literally overnight. Literally. I went to bed one night believing that spirit and aliens didn't exist. The next morning I could talk to them. Literally, I woke up overnight, or I was woken up overnight. And then I learned my galactic origins at 3 years after I started communicating with spirit. Again, Corey Good, Randy Kramer, Emery Smith were massive in my awakening of who I was. And I've known this for many years now. So I'm still discovering more about myself. So I get more memories coming back. The higher my vibration, the more memories I have access to, the more knowledge I have access to, the more I understand who I am and life and creation. So it really is about raising your frequency. And when you raise your frequency and open your mind and heart enough, that's when the doors are open. But when you are in a lower frequency, the doors, you can only get a little peek through the gap. But when you raise up, the more you raise up and work on yourself and raise your frequency, open your heart and your mind, and actually really want to learn, that's when you gain more and more access. How can we trust if someone calls us saying that they're in charge of programming the appointment for our exchange? No one's going to call you, okay? They're not going to call you to book your appointment, okay? If you're a humanitarian, okay, you will have the details when you get the redemption appointment notifications. I don't know how you will get those details. I've been told that if you receive humanitarian funds, you will get many emails on your nominated email account from the Alliance. And one of those would be an invitation to use the medbeds. I've also been told that if you, when you ring up to book your redemption appointment, you may also be able to book your medbed appointment. Now, if you're public, no one's going to call you. When the phone numbers are released, it's your responsibility to pick up the phone and call. Now, those phone numbers, they will come from the military. Okay, there'll be a national phone number, and they'll be disclosed as military-created technology. All right, so scammers can't do that, and it will be very public, like everywhere. Okay. If anyone would request to end their life for any reason, would that be permitted and done in a sensitive way? Yes, the medbeds can not only help life, but take it as well. So if somebody, just say you have had 500 years of life, okay, because of the medbeds. You've had 500 years of life, and you're just tired, you don't want to do it anymore. Sure, it's your choice. Medbeds will make you sleepy and then stop your heart, and your spirit will be helped across or helped to return. Okay, so yes, absolutely. My son has Down syndrome, age 31. After medbed, will he need counselling and therapy? Most likely. Is there any way of bringing back people from the other side with medbeds? No. Once the physical body is gone, the spirit moves on. The only way to bring someone back is if they choose to come back, either in a body that has already been created or back into a baby. And it will be their choice. To bring someone back from the dead, like through their DNA or something, you will not be bringing them back. You'll be just bringing their appearance back. They'll have a different spirit. They will be different. They will not be the same person, okay? Because their spirit's moved on. Their spirit's not going to come back into exactly the same thing unless they really want to. But no, 99% of the time will have a different spirit, different personality, different likes, different dislikes. They will be literally different. You'll just be seeing the shell is the same. Everything else will be different. Can I make a replicator with a replicator? You can replicate the parts, but not the whole replicator. Let's see. Will my son be able to function normally after the medbed? He has some brain damage from a car accident. Medbeds will cure your son into perfection. Remember, anything physical will be completely cured. Completely. There will be no dysfunction. Okay? No dysfunction. Do you believe in Jesus or God? Do I believe in Jesus? Yes. He is a Pleiadian being, a colleague, a friend, also known as Archangel Michael. And yeah, believe in Jesus as in the Bible and religion? Absolutely not. Nothing like that. Okay? God, I call God creation. It's creation, it's consciousness, it's everything in existence. Can't say that 5 times fast. God is creation itself. So, not the God in the Bible. The Bible is there to bring your mind under control. Nothing more. Just stories. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Aren't we wonderful? Bingo. Your mind's now under my control. But to answer your questions, yes. Just not in the way of religion or the Bible. I'm constantly wondering how Kerrie keeps her sanity when people are literally asking the same questions over and over again that she's answered a million times already. I keep reminding myself and knowing that new people are coming in all the time. And I was once a new person too. And people need to know. When I find a new topic, I ask questions. And then the people in that group go, oh, God, another one. So we don't learn if we don't ask. Do you think some of us were born in 4D? Yeah, absolutely. Where are we? Also, will there not be a list of projects we can participate in with others instead of creating our own? I don't know. Do you mean that you weren't born out of your mother's womb? I was. I was a cesarean baby. But the DNA, okay, it's all very complicated, and as most of you know, I have a block when it comes to science, and so I can't I can't deliver the information about the actual scientific workings of this technology because I have a big mouth and I don't keep secrets very well. So don't tell me any secrets, anyone, because I'm terrible. I'm a terrible secret keeper. So basically, yeah, okay. So I'm just getting new images. See, this is the thing. When you guys ask me questions, I get more and more information. So basically, what I just was given about my conception is who my mum thinks or thought until we found out later that my father was. They put images in your mind. They can control your mind and put images in your mind and make you feel and think that you're actually having an experience when you're not. Right? So what happened, this is getting very personal now, but we're in it now. No going back now. So what happened is when I was conceived, they put images in my mother and father's head as thinking they were rolling in the hay, so to speak. when they weren't, while performing a procedure on my mum to implant a fetus that they have created. And they've created using certain DNA, the DNA of King Arthur, the DNA of Amun-Ra, and the DNA of the body that is myself on Venus. So we've got the 3 DNA, plus my mum's DNA as well, because it's her eggs, right? So they harvest my mum's eggs, then a couple of weeks later they came back, made my mum and father and so-called father think they're actually doing it, and have implanted the egg into my mum's womb, however that works. And then my mum gave birth to me, carried me, gave birth to me, thinking that I'm a normal human baby. Oops, nope. Now later, and again this is very personal, a few years ago, Mum said to me, "I don't think you're mine." I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "I don't think you're actually mine." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, when I have that experience, I always have a feeling in my stomach after, the day after." She said, "I never had that. I never had that." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I didn't understand. She didn't understand either. I said, "Okay." And then it made complete sense when I actually found out. So my mum had a virgin birth, basically. So, yep. Okay, now you know way more about me than I ever intended to share publicly, or to anyone, actually. And there's 580 people watching. There's probably going to be several thousand in the next few days. There you have it. You know I'm not actually from Earth. And I have had a DNA test, and the DNA results have conveniently disappeared. Probably into the hands of the CIA or the military, wherever they keep the records of non-Earth humans. So yes, it's all good. Do trees have souls? Lots of psychics say they receive messages from them. Yeah, I believe they do. I've heard trees talk before, have a conversation. I was allowed to listen in on their conversation they were having. So, yeah. Will ADD be cured in medbed? ADD is another label that labels kids and people as being high dimensional, not fitting into a 3D environment. They have too much going on in their mind, being forced to be dumbed down. So, yeah. All right, I have to finish this up soon. Oh, we've been going for 2 hours. Holy crap. And it's 10 to 8 in the morning. Okay. You're delightful and brave. Or stupid. I've just given so many people now another weapon to fire at me. Ugh. Will they have access to who we truly are as our galactic identity at the redemption appointment? No. No. The redemption appointment is a currency exchange run by bankers. Okay? They're not going to, at your medbed appointment, yeah, the scan will reveal who you are, what race you are, all of that. Whether or not you're allowed to be told is a different thing. But yeah, thank you for sharing with us. All just adds to your credibility. A lot of people are going to say, now we know she's a fraud because they don't believe, because they're not tapped into who they are themselves. So, is your brother fully human or like you? My brother is fully human. He has the spirit of his higher dimensional incarnation, who is extremely old, extremely advanced on Sirius. So my brother is Syrian, if you want to go down the whole starseed stuff. So yeah. Tesla was Venusian, wasn't he? Yes. Tesla is Venusian. Yeah. Is your mum and brother aware of your travels and your space program contract? Yeah. I took a photo of a man on Facebook promoting you. Should I send it to you? Look, if you wish. There's well over 60 social media accounts using my identity to scam people. Someone woke up quick. If someone has been taken for experiments by ETs, will that stop once you go into a medbed? No, because it's your agreement with that ET race to be used as part of their experiments. So again, it depends why they take you and what experiments they're using you in. So how can I remove the ego? You can't. You can't remove your ego because your ego is simply identity of self. Your ego keeps you alive. Your ego is part of who you are. You can't remove it. However, you can use it in a more negative way. And it's that negative way which we have to reduce and use the ego in a more positive way. So we want to embrace our ego, our identity of self, while stepping into all that is as a collective, while going more into the heart. So use the ego to your advantage, meaning use the ego to go more into your heart, not more into arrogance, promoting yourself, etc. All right, I'll do one more. Did you say it would be nice to wear dark colored clothes for the redemption meeting? No. So the redemption meeting, wear what comes from your heart. Now, for my brother in particular, because he's going to be escorting me, it was suggested to him to wear a navy blue suit, which represents, I've got to get this right, it was so long ago I can't remember, a yellow tie, which represents the gold, abundance. The navy blue suit represents the earth, and the white shirt, which represents purity. So the white top, the white shirt, the navy blue suit, and the yellow goldish tie. Something like that. So, yeah, wear what speaks from your soul. I had one guy say he's just going to wear board shorts and a singlet top. I wouldn't wear that to a meeting where you expect to get billions of dollars, but if that's what floats your boat, then whatever. The black underwear is for the scan procedure for the medbeds only. And it's only if you want to sculpt your body or make changes to your body, because it's kind of like Photoshop. The black underwear just highlights and allows the sculpting to be more accurate, okay? Because there won't be enough time to go back for a second appointment anytime soon, okay? So it has to be perfect the first time. So the black underwear just helps the Photoshop of your body. If all you want is a healing, then don't worry about it, okay? If all you want is your hair grown longer, don't worry about it. But if you actually want to make changes to your body, then black underwear is not essential, but it is definitely requested, okay? Is your brother a hybrid similar to you? No. He's full earth human. He behaves full earth human too. Let's just put that one out there. No, he's just struggling with the environment. That's all. And who isn't? Oh. All right. My higher self knows you. I'm on the Syrian High Council. Yes, correct. Correct. Ricky Martin is my future husband. Love 5D New Earth. Well, I hope you're male. Yelena, I hope you're a man, because he don't swing that way. Anyway, all good. So I'm going to leave it here. And we will connect another time. But right now, it's breakfast time. I've been going for 2 hours. It feels like only 40 minutes. So have a great day, everybody, and we will talk again later. Now, when this video has finished processing, I will put all the course details in the description of this video, okay? So where it says more at the bottom, I will put it there. So we've got Space Buddies Part 1 starting on the 30th of November. Space Buddies Part 2, I think, starts on the 11th of January. And then we've got Spiritual Counseling course Class B starting on the 1st of February and Class D starting on the 2nd of February. Okay? So, yeah. All right. Now, remember, if redemption appointment notifications come before those classes start, then the class will be cancelled and a full refund. Okay? If the class has begun and then notifications come, then I think we will still cancel the rest, and then you'll get your refund, and then we may start it up again after the 90-day NDA period, and then you can rejoin or whatever. Okay, I think because a lot of people will not want to come back to it because they're too busy. They're enjoying life way too much. Okay, so I think it's best if we just cancel them, and then we can pick up later after that. All right, everybody. So take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day, and we will connect again some other time. All right. Thanks. Bye.